So this is the new Alarm.com that will be able to control your Simon XT device. There's a couple basic functions that you can do on here. You can arm and disarm the panel. There's the disarm button here and the arm to stay and arm away. I'll explain more about that when we go to the panel. The history is over here. It's just a basic history. And then it also show if there's any issues or anything with the panel at the top there. The panel typically comes with a low battery. It takes about 24 hours for it to charge back up. The next tab under security is the sensors tab, and that shows all the sensors that are in your system. The next tab is the user codes. You can add additional users for the system, and you can also name them. So just click on the add a user here, and you can name them and give them a code, and then make sure to check the security panel access, and that would give them access to disarming the panel. Okay, and just make sure to hit save whenever you're making any changes. The Arming Reminders tab is where you can set reminders before you go to bed each night for you to arm the system. So that can just send a message to your cell phone via text or email. Under the Empower tab is where you can control your thermostats, and also if you have locks or lights or any of those other Z-Wave devices. Under the Thermostats tab, you're able to set a template for your temperature. This can be set to Celsius in a different tab, which I'll show you in a second. You can also set separate energy-saving templates. It's defaulted on the most energy-saving template, so it's typically 62 during the day and then 70 during dinner time, Fahrenheit, and Celsius that would be 18 and 21. You can also customize it so that when you arm the system away, you can have it so it's at a standard temperature. So typically, I just say just keep it at the lowest temperature to save energy on your heating bill. You can also set extreme temperature settings on that tab there. So when the temperature gets below 0 or below 32 degrees Fahrenheit, you can make it so the thermostat doesn't have to work as hard to get back up to 18 or 21. You can make it so that it kicks it down a couple degrees so that it's not trying to compensate for so much and using more heating and more electricity. Under the settings and alerts, you can set a bunch of customizations there. Thermostat thresholds. You can set an extreme temperature and a minimum temperature, where the thermostat will send you a text message that's notifying you that your house is in an extreme temperature zone. And then again, just make sure to hit save whenever you make any changes on that. The next tab is your history tab. It shows a more detailed history than the main page. The notifications tab, you can set which notifications you want sent to text and email. So there's a bunch of subcategories there as well. In your address book, it'll show like all the contact information that you want sent to, so your emails, your text messages, for multiple users if wanted. The alarm tab, you can set which alarms you want if there's ever an intrusion, for front door, back door, motions, glass break detectors, smoke detectors, all of the above. For the arming tab, you can set so that it sends you notifications whenever the system is armed or disarmed by any user, by any key fob, etc. System events, these are just for major system events if there's power failure, low battery, bypass are the default ones. Typically I just uncheck the bypass because it's you don't really need it because the panel will let you know whenever you're bypassing a sensor, and that's typically where you'll set the panel. So it's not really necessary. So then just again hit save. You can have notifications sent to you when you leave a sensor open, so if the front door was left open for an extended amount of time, it can send you a message. Also under the mobile tab, it explains how to download the app on the different smartphones. You have the iPhone, the BlackBerry, the Android, the Windows Phone, and you can also have it sent to just regular cell phone via text message. So all of these apps are very easy to use. When you're in the mobile app, it'll explain how to download the app on your phone. Once you have the app on your phone, you're able to use the user code that we gave you and then the new password that you set up to access those apps. Under the profile, you're able to make some changes to your account. You can manage logins, so that's just for different logins for getting onto the apps. Everyone can have their own logins, so that way you know who's arming and disarming the panel and who's making system changes. You can also set access to those for arming, disarming, for control of the thermostat, just the level of access that each person is able to have. So there's also login information. You can reset your password at any time. You can also set a security question, and you can verify your email address or change it at any time. Under account information, You're able to update your account information, your phone number, your name, and all your address and personal information. Under System Info, you're able to update system information, and then there you can change the description of your account, and that's what will pop up on your phone when you're going to access your app. And then also you can change the temperature to Celsius, and you can also change the time zone here as well. And then just make sure you hit save again. And then the last thing is just the multi-system access. If you're ever to get another system on another rental home or a business or such, you can access both accounts on the same online portal, and also on the apps you'll be able to switch between the accounts and control either one. So that's a possibility in the future. There's also this feature usage tab where it'll explain all the different features that Alarm.com has to offer, and feel free to read through those and reflect on them if you ever forget any of the information. So that's Alarm.com.